Alright everybody, this is Mark Crone, Crone RC Racing, Shep TV. We're going to play Dr. Shep tonight. And the patient is Mark Crone. What I'm doing is like a little public service announcement for people that are not disabled. Yeah, let me repeat that. This is for people that are not disabled. Able-bodied people, middle-aged people that's never had any surgeries, lower back surgery, neck surgery, or any of that. They don't know what it's like. Well, you know, you all know me, and you've seen me out in public in these videos. This is an x-ray of me. Up in the upper left-hand corner is a print. Over here is where the doctor's name's at, and I got it covered up. And we're going to talk a little bit about discrimination against people with disabilities and things that people just take for granted. Some people just can't do because they're not disabled. But people that are disabled, they're limited to what they can do. So, you know, I'm trying to stand up for people that can't stand up for themselves. You know, us disabled people. I'm on Social Security disability. Everybody knows that. This x-ray was taken in 2010. But the surgery wasn't actually until 2009. So everybody that really knows me knows I'm kind of finicky about things. Well, let me zoom in on this a little bit, and I'll show you what I was kind of mad about whenever I first seen this x-ray in the doctor's office. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, you see right here, along the edge is the edge of my neck. Okay, here's my skull. Here's my collarbones and my shoulders. Here's my neck. What I remember, I think this is called a C4, C5 fusion. Alright, when I looked at that in the doctor's office, I looked at him and I said, well, what is that? He said, well, this is your titanium plate. There's 6 individual titanium screws, 3 in the top, or 2 in the top, 2 in the middle, and 2 in the bottom. Then there's these little bitty lines. You see these little bitty lines sticking straight up and down? Them are little metal things that they put inside the little plastic disc. They're like little bitty hockey pucks. And they're about the same size as a well-known little chocolate candy. Alright, they're about that big. So these little lines that you see right here are the little markers that are installed in the plastic disc so you can see them in an x-ray. There's 2 levels of it. Well, what I see here is my neck is straight. Let me get this in here. I'm not a board certified, you know, x-ray reader, but I'm not blind either. I was mad. And people knows me. I was mad when I seen this x-ray. Because you see, I'm going to do it again. Right here's my neck. I believe I was standing up against the wall when they took this x-ray. I looked at that doctor and I said, well, how come it's crooked? You all see that. You know, you're not blind just like I'm not blind. And I'm finicky. Well, that's inside me. That is behind my esophagus, and it's screwed into my, you know, the vertebrae bone of my neck. So, you know, wowee. Alright, let's get on into this, because I'm running out of time. These screws right here, this top one right here, he missed. You see it going downward. It's going in downward, and he missed the bone. You see where the bone of the vertebrae thing is, right there. Then this one's kind of screwed in at an angle. He got a little bit of the bone. You see where these little 3 markers, that's where the discs are at. Then here's the second set of screws. He sort of kind of got in some bone. He sort of kind of got in some bone down here. But y'all see, that plate is not straight. And I looked at that doctor and I said, well, how come this thing's crooked? He said, well, I was having trouble getting in there and blah, 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 blah. So what brought this all up? Let me zoom out of it so it's not in your face anymore. You know, I'm trying to bring awareness to people that are, you know, that are not disabled. Because they don't understand. What brought this on is I made a photograph of this x-ray years ago. But it just wasn't very good. So I'm doing a little video here of it so that you all can actually see the x-ray. You know, I'm moving it. You can hear the sound of the plastic. So yeah, I was mad. Let me see if I can get back in there one more time. I got a couple more quick x-rays to throw up here. I'm at my little work table. To show scale, well, hang on, let me back out of it real quick. Down here's my little greeting cards. Got my sponsors and supporters. Here's a little 1/43rd scale replica of my Mustang Heidi. I kind of did that so you kind of, that. Down here at the bottom right-hand corner, it says scale 111%. So I'm guessing that's a little bit bigger than, it's 11% bigger than 100%. So that's what I'm assuming. Remember, I'm not a board-certified x-ray reader, but I'm not blind either. I'm mad. That plate's not straight. Okay, this was, 11 years ago. I talked to another surgeon here a couple years ago. When I stuck that x-ray up there, he said, oh my God. Well, I looked at him and I said, well, man, I want it out of me. He said, do not mess with that plate. He said, Mark, please do not try to take that plate out. Well, see, the reason I'm bringing this up, people has all kinds of different disabilities. People's in wheelchairs, they're on crutches, they got the big Frankenstein boot on, and it just, people that's not disabled, they don't understand. Okay, to back up about all this, that neck surgery was in 2000, or the x-ray was in 2010. In 1998, 11 years before that, I had lower back surgery. It was a L5-S1 laminectomy. Look it up. It's the very bottom disc. It got crushed, working. Both of these were work-related. So I got, we was lifting some heavy stuff. Guy jerked something. I jerked something. We had it stuck. When he jerked, I wasn't ready. And it jerked me down, and I kind of felt something. But I didn't really, it didn't hurt. I felt something, but it didn't really hurt. Well, then that's when the problem started. About a week later, what I'm talking about now is my back surgery in 1998. About a week later, after that accident, my leg started hurting, right where my butt cheek is. Then about a week later, behind my knee. Then about a week later, my toes were numb. A couple of my toenails were trying to start to turn black because of the nerve being pinched. Then when I finally went down about a month later, I was crawling around in my hands and knees in my living room. And finally I went to the doctor. And back then they did an MRI and found the lower disc was crushed, and they did surgery then. The same doctor did the surgery then. Then this 11 years later, they call it, I think, C4, C5 fusion. So once again, I'm just trying to bring awareness to people that are not disabled. So for disability, disabled people, they like to go do things. You go to the grocery store, they got handicapped parking. You go to an office building, they have the big button that you can push on the wall to get the doors open. You go to a theater, they have a place for people with chairs. And it don't really matter where you go, what you do, public, private, like an outdoor concert. An outside concert at a big stadium or something, they got all the porta potties. Well, they make porta potties that are big to where a person in a wheelchair can wheel up in there. Well, so, this is like a public service announcement for people that are not disabled. So try to make it, what do you call it? A little bit easier for people that are disabled. Kind of make things a little bit easier for them. And this, that, and everything else. Because people that's not disabled, they don't get it. And if you ever get discriminated against because you are disabled, or if they don't have the right stuff for you to be able to use to do whatever it is you're doing, that you go to do whatever it is you do, then I heard that there's a thing out there called Americans with Disability Act. If you think you got discriminated against, because I'm standing up for people that can't stand up for themselves right now. If you think you get discriminated on something because of this, that, or whatever, because you're disabled, you can file some paperwork, from what I heard. People supposed to have wheelchair accessibility this, and You know, separate places for people that are disabled. So people need to think. This is for people that's not disabled. You know, think, you know, help, because someday you might become disabled and you would want to have things that makes your life a little bit easier. So here with my neck, this little analogy that I've gave to people, I said, anybody that's my age knows what a slinky is. It's a little toy. It's a little coil spring thing, okay? You wrap your hand around the center of that slinky. The top part of the slinky moves, and the bottom part of the slinky moves. But where your hand's wrapped around the slinky, it does not move. Well, that's what this right here is. It's like a fusion. So I'm limited on what I can do with my neck. My lower back surgery in 1998, it affected my right leg. It's called a sciatic nerve, and it runs all the way down to your toes. Well, that very bottom disc was bulging on the right side, pushing against that nerve. That's why my toes went numb. Well, the doctor did surgery then, and it, you know, but it's never right. It never is right. So if I do a lot of walking, you know, the doctor said it's good for you to do walking. I agree. But the only problem about doing all that walking is whenever you sit down to rest, that's when things start hurting. Yeah, when you're up walking, it's not really hurting that bad. And I'm just letting, you know, awareness. People don't know this. Yeah, I'm up, moving around, doing this, doing that. But then, you know, 8 hours later, when I finally rest and sit down, that's when everything starts hurting. And I mean, you know, talking about, you know, your butt cheek hurts, behind your knee hurts, your toes are numb and hurting and everything. That's what my right leg does right now. So this is awareness for people that are not disabled. You know, make accommodations for people that are disabled. Have a place for their wheelchair to sit. You know, maybe outdoor events, have a porta potty that's got a great big door on it. You know, so a person in a wheelchair can get up in it. All right, but like I told you, y'all know I'm not a doctor, but we was playing Dr. Shep tonight. Let me zoom in on this part one more time so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. You know, I was mad when I seen that. You know, wowee, I thought, golly, doctor, I could do better than that. But I'm not a surgeon either. You know, oh yeah, the practicing doctor. Well, I don't want you to be practicing. I want you to know what you're doing. So what I got, I'll show you. Hang on. I got a little magnet holding. I got a little metal light. Let me move this one. Okay, let's stick this one up here. My name, I can read it, so I know I'm supposed to have it the right way. Here's the other x-ray from, okay, 2010. Up here, there's a letter R. Let me see, up here's letter R. Let me zoom in on the plate. See, this is a different view. This is like from the side. There's the little marker lines for the disc. Here's the plate. You're seeing it from a side angle. Look how long them screws are. I didn't know they was that long until I saw this x-ray. But yeah, you all can see that one. It's shot underneath the bone. It's actually, you see where it's at. It's into the plastic disc. That's not very good, man. That's in my neck. All right, then we got one more. We got the other view. See, I tried taking a picture of that one, but they don't look very good. So, you know, I like doing these videos. So, you know, hey, we're at the doctor's office. This is Dr. Shep coming at you. Bringing awareness, please. People that's not disabled, you know, help us out. All right, there's the other view. From the other side, like I said, my goodness, look how long them screws are. It's like that one there, it looks like he's getting close to my spinal cord. You know, I thought, wowee, dude. You know, I could have done better than that. People know me, I do good work, and I want my stuff to look straight. Well, y'all seen that, it's not straight. All right, so that's what this all was. You know, just trying to bring awareness to people that are not disabled. There's what I had up there. There's my little, well, hang on. There's the light fixture. I'm over here at my little workstations where I'm at. There's a little Heidi and a greeting card. That's what I had up there. Okay, there's my portable TVD. I just had it sitting up there to have a black background behind the x-ray. All right, please help disabled people. Because one day you might be disabled and then you'll be thinking, wow, yeah, I didn't know what it was all about. Mark Crone, Crone RC Racing, Shep TV. You want to watch, you got it. Thank you for watching.